Here is a good example of a filled out FMEA, failure mode and effects analysis. At the top of the FMEA, you can see header information. What are we analyzing? What process are we analyzing? Who's doing it? When are we doing it? All those kinds of header information type things. Getting into the next layer are the titles of all of the columns, and then into the actual information associated with this process. You can see that the severity is labeled at a 7, and the two different causes have been identified here for the same potential effect. When we have multiple causes for the same potential effect, then the severity remains the same. Severity doesn't change depending on the cause. In this case, occurrence changes for those different causes. The first cause occurs more often than the second cause, with an 8 and 5 respectively. We then look at prevention and detection controls that we currently have in place. The detection is ranked on a scale of 1 to 10 as well as occurrence and severity. We multiply those three numbers together and we get an RPN, a risk priority number. You can see that the first cause of that failure mode has a RPN of 280, while the second cause has an RPN of 175. We then take that quantified risk and prioritize it and say, what actions do we want to implement in order to reduce that RPN? We go back through and quantify our severity, occurrence, and detection, and you can see the dramatic drop in RPN from before the improvements to after the improvements. Here is a scale of ranking for severity, occurrence, and detection. This is simply a guideline or suggestion, starting with 1 and going to 10. As we go down go up in severity, you can see things are becoming more impacted. Occurrence is also set so that as we get higher, the occurrence happens more often. Remember, with detectability, the better the detectability, the lower the number. So going to the second half of the scale, you can see in detectability for a 10 that it doesn't work. You must create your own severity, occurrence, and detection scale for your process. In this session, we talked about fishbone diagrams as a brainstorming tool for causes to a certain problem. We talked about the existing process of defining the existing process using different types of process mapping, SIPOC, and VSMs. XY diagrams with inputs and outputs, and then the risk analysis tool of failure mode and effects analysis, calculating the risk priority numbers.